and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We're going to get you in here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is over live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, with us, we got Chris Rubelo with us, Brad Francis, Rod Zawacky, Brian Bitler, got Jay Briggs, Mike Davis will sign in later, about half an hour from now, and Tony Brown. Here's how the lineup for this evening: Brown, Ruffalo, Briggs, Francis, Bitler, Zawacky, Davis, and then I will close this one out. All right, we got a lot of baseball on the board today for you. But we're going to give it some action here as well from Major League Baseball, as well as WNBA pick, and we'll get you one hit from the UFC, and that's how we'll get started today with Tony Brown. Agreed to come on the show today with the UFC pick, so we'll bring him in right now. We know he's based there in Las Vegas, Nevada, so we'll bring him right now. Tony Brown, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How you doing?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go. You got the Ospreys here with this Romanov and Ivanov going on head-to-head here on ESPN in the UFC.
Yeah, this is a rare pick for me. This is my very first ever UFC pick, so I'm going to make it a good one, and I'm going to give it to you guys for free. I absolutely love this pick. It's only minus 130, so we're going to be able to drop a lot on it. It's fairly decent odds, and I'm going with Romanov to win on the money line. Maybe like a year ago, this dude was considered one of the greatest UFC fighters ever. He was 15-0. He was undefeated. He was knocking people out, submitting people, grappling, like he had it all. And I think that Kool-Aid went to his head. He drank it, and then he lost his last 2 fights in a row. So this is going to be a big comeback fight to see if he was all hype or if he was for real, and I absolutely think this guy is for real. Ivanov, he's struggling right now. He's lost 3 of his last 4 fights, and I think it's the opposite of Romanov. I think that he's just not good. I think he's losing these fights because he's not a good fighter, and I think Romanov lost his fights because, the hype went to his head. He was beating everybody that stepped in front of him. He was beating them in every way you can imagine, and so the hype went to his head. He lost a couple. I think he absolutely proved he was who we thought he was, and he dominates Ivanov tonight and the money line. You don't have to risk the knockout prop. You don't have to risk the submission prop. None of that crazy stuff. As long as he gets it done any type of way, you get paid. That's only minus 130. That's too good to pass up for me, so we won't.
He's not going to pass it up here. Romanov here, minus 130. Available at many of the books up there. Our local book, the book we're using here, not in there as well. So he's in here with that Romanov minus 130 against Ivanov here in the UFC action, 4 p.m. Eastern Time over on ESPN. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, as you know, a lot of baseball headed up our way today. Tony doing fantastic work, as you can see here over the last 30 days. 1,587 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs. So you verify those numbers by going over to Tony's handicapper page and check it out right there. All right, Tony, what do you have going over at the site?
Yeah, tonight for Friday, we got a 3-way 3-play. It's killer. It's my top 3 plays on the board in the MLB. You can get them individually, or you can get all 3 of them and bang the bookie 3 times over. And I also got a couple additional plays up there for the premium players who buy the packages, whether it's the 3-day pass or whether it's the year pass. Anytime you buy a pass, always got a little something special for you guys up there, some bonus plays. So for anybody who wants to go to the site, I got my 3-way 3-play tonight, and you can get paid 3 times over.
That's right, guys. I got over with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs. Great results, 1,587 units of profit. Our last 30 days documented over at Pick Dogs. Coming off a nice day yesterday. And of course, Tony was talking about his plays up there, 3-pack today here from Major League Baseball. Or the longer term passes, you may try the 3-day pass. But Tony Brown, we know here we are on June 30th. We know a lot of folks that like to bet baseball. You have that great value up there with that 1-year VIP pass.
Yeah, we are only halfway through the baseball season. It's only been 80 games, so we still got another 80-plus games. Paying for those games per play or per week or something like that, that'll just be way too much. You could get the baseball pass and just get half a season, or you can get the VIP year. You'll get baseball to this time next year, plus the football, plus the basketball, plus the hockey. It's not a upselling pass. It's not trying to get more money out of you. It's every single play I release from every sport, playoffs and championship picks included, for a VIP year, not just the season. 365 days of play for one low price.
That's right, guys. One low price. Get over with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results over the last 30 days from Tony. 1,587 units of profit. So go ahead and get signed up with that long-term pass from Tony Brown. Best way to roll there is getting on with that long-term pass from Tony over at Pick Dogs Premium. Pick is the promo code. You'll save that 15% off. All right, Tony, it's always a great having you show. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Yep, have a great weekend. Happy holidays, everybody, and I'll see you guys next week.
You got it. Tony Brown here on the drive through. Let's continue on here on the show. Up next, we go to Chris Ruffalo. We'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Chris in right now. Ready to roll with some baseball coverage from Chris. I think we're set to go here with Chris. We'll bring him in right now over in the Skype world today with us. Chris, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Like you said, just waiting for some of the primetime action to start. How are you doing?
Doing great, yeah. Primetime action. Waiting for this Reds-Padres game. Interesting one going on right now as we see it. No score in this one. Washington, Philadelphia about ready to get out underway here. So lots of action today here in baseball. But one interesting one tonight out west here. Rays and Mariners with the Rays favored -129, total 7.5.
Yeah, Tony, I saw this game and my mind immediately went in one direction. I know unders aren't necessarily everybody's favorite way to watch a game and root for teams to not score, but I don't know how you couldn't see this game and not think this is going to be a pitcher's duel. You know, Shane McClanahan, one of the favorites, I think, right now to win the Cy Young at this point in the season as we enter July. 11-1, a 2.23 ERA, and I can only count, one time in his last 7 starts where McClanahan's allowed more than 2 runs in a start. He's only given up more than 3 runs once this season. He's let me see here, 16 starts, 14 runs where he's 14 starts where he's allowed 2 runs or less. And quite frankly, the Rays offense hasn't been as effective on the road. But on the other side, you look Bryce Miller. If you take away that one start at home where he got rocked by the Yankees for 8 runs, he's got a 4-0 record at home with a .72 ERA. Both bullpens have been outstanding in the month of June, especially in the last couple of weeks. To me, this seems like one of those games that could very well go into the 9th inning at 0-0, maybe 1-1. I got to go with the under 7.5 in this one.
All right, Chris says go under 7.5 here with this one here between the Mariners here and the Tampa Bay Rays. And of course, that's an issue here. We see here with this Mariners team is they're hitting, right? Just 228 at home. We'll see how the bats perform here for this Rays team away from home.
Yeah, this there's just no denying this has been a different Rays team away from the Trop. I mean, you can go as basic as looking at just the home and road records. For that, the Rays 34-10 at home, 22-18 on the road, and I just think that McClanahan's going to have to put the team on his back as he has done for much of the season, just with how well he's pitched. And this is a guy that's capable of eating innings. If anybody's ever worried about bullpens, McClanahan over his last 7 starts, he's gone into the 7th inning for those 7 outings. So I think he's definitely capable of doing that here. And I think Bryce Miller going to be up to the task. I think he's corrected his issues from that rough patch at the beginning of the month.
All right, there we go with Chris there. Mariners Rays under a total here of 7.5. This one have a start time here of 10 Eastern time. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Prim for tonight's action. Of course, a lot on the board for Major League Baseball tonight. 3 games already in action or final. So we have 12 on the board from Major League Baseball. If you think about an NFL guy, keep an eye on Chris. We're not too far away from spring, from exhibition, but a little more than 4 weeks away. 12-game card from baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
I'll tell you tonight, the only thing I have for daily package on the board is my $19 pickoff play. We're on a solid 10-2 run with that play. Also, like you said, the best way to go is long term. Right now, we only got baseball, but you blink and all of a sudden it's going to be NFL preseason. So this is a great time to hop on long term, build up that bankroll as we head into another great football season. You can see we had a great NFL year last year. Hoping to replicate that this year. So definitely check that out over at Pick Dogs Premium.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Chris Ruffalo over at Pick Dogs Premium. Get on board with one of his long-term passes, 30-day pass, build up that bankroll for football. Of course, all of us put in place for 30 days. Pick the promo code. Save that to 15% off, or if you can always try them off with that 3-day pass. You make the choice. Get on board with Chris. All right, Chris, as always, great having the show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know that you and Jay will be hosting a rotating basis or sometimes co-host that morning show.
Yeah, Jay's going to look to be. I think Jay's going to have the weekend duties this weekend. But hey, I'm always on standby. You'll see me, throughout the coming weeks, helping out here and there on the weekend show as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to popping on this weekend as well as a ton of content over at Pick Dogs.
Yeah, a lot of content, including what they at least like what you give here on the drive-thru was those home run props.
Yeah, the home run prop video, we've been doing well with it. We're on a nice sort of winning run with those. It's picking up steam, so make sure if you're into betting home run props, tell your friends, smash the like button and check it out because, like I said, we've been giving out a lot of winners there. And that just goes along with the daily content as well that we that normally put out the game previews as well.
That's right, guys. So get on board, like, subscribe, set notifications so when those videos drop, you get them live in right as they're given out. All right, Chris, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Sounds good, Tony. Take care.
You as well. Crucible here on the drive through. Let's continue on with the show. Up next, we got Jay Briggs. Catch him over at Pick.com. He'll be hosting the weekend show this weekend, so make sure you guys tune in here on the show. And of course, he's keeping an eye here. Free agency right now. That's all the buzz here. I think the Lakers just opened up some cap space by releasing Mo Bamba, so we'll see how these teams start to fill their salary, their players, their rosters as their salaries start to open up here in the summer. We'll bring Jay in right now. Jay, what's happening? Any news yet to come in on these games?
Yes, sir. So the Lakers, speaking of them, they just signed Taurean Prince to a 1-year, $4.5 million deal. It's a solid pickup for them. Damian Lee went back to the Suns. Kyle Kuzma, 4-year, 102 back to Washington. Kobe White went $40 million back to Chicago. So just a lot of guys going back to where they were. Karis LeVert back to Cleveland. So nothing that really has shaken anything up. Oh, Draymond Green back to Golden State, 4 years, 120, I believe, for him. So a lot of guys going back to where they were, but I'm keeping a close eye on it, man. It's free agency. It's one of my favorite times of year.
Yeah, it's an interesting note here with the Draymond. Well, you knew what was going to happen. They made the decision with that pool situation, right?
Yeah. As soon as I saw that Poole was out of there, I said, "Oh, that was a Draymond-type move, something he probably asked for." And, hey, he's out of there, and Draymond's back. So, and they got CP over there trying to get his first ring. Can't count out the dynasty that we've seen over the last few seasons, man. You never know. They might get it back and run it back.
Yeah, we'll see how that rolls here. Indeed. All right, here we go tonight. Diamondbacks and Angels going head-to-head here on the late game, 9:38 Eastern time. Angels big favorites at -152. Total sits here at 10, and I will say that it's getting hot out here in Southern California now.
It's getting hot out there. I mean, I want you to come out here and feel this heat out here in Texas, but I do think this is going to be a good game. The Angels, they've been playing some fairly good baseball this season. Deep in the AL West competitive race with the Astros and the Rangers. I think it's going to be a series that's going to come down to probably the end of the season. The two teams, the Astros and the Rangers, kick off on a huge series beginning this weekend, so got to keep an eye on the AL West. But tonight, I don't like how the Angels dropped those 2 games to a struggling White Sox team. Griffin Canning is on the mound. He's been fire. I do kind of understand why the line is where it's at, but Tommy Henry has been winning the games on the mound as well. And the determining factor for me in this one, man, is if we go back and look, the Diamondbacks in Game 1 of series have been absolute money, and I expect them to be just that again tonight, man. Diamondbacks, they've been the better team over the course of the season, 4 games better. I think the pitching matchup is pretty much a wash. And with that being said, I love the plus money price and the value we're getting with the Diamondbacks, and I'm going to take them on the money line.
Yeah, that's can't argue that one there. Here we mentioned before with the Diamondbacks' success in opening up a series. Also, the Diamondbacks have been great. Have been money as a road dog of even money or higher, 13-9. And Angels have not had good luck against left-handed starters, just 8-14 this year. But on the road here, Jay, this Diamondbacks team, 10 games over 500, about a 13-unit return.
Yes, sir. The Diamondbacks, man, they've been a money-making team. I've had my eye on them a lot more here recently. They haven't been as good as kind of they were earlier, but I do think we kind of see them right the ship here a bit. Coming off a tough series against the Rays. We've seen a lot of people have tough series against the Rays. They've had a back-to-back tough series, the Giants and the Rays. The Giants coming into that was probably the hottest team in baseball. So I think we see them kind of steady the ship, be the team they've been over the course of the full season, and I look for them to take this Game 1 like we've seen them do a lot this year as well.
All right, there we go here with Jay on the Diamondbacks, plus 140 here against the Angels. This one will have a start time here of 9:38 Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dodgement for tonight's action. Of course, Jay is joining a really good baseball season, 1,410 units of profit. That's all documented over at Pick Dodgement. You can verify those numbers very easily by going to Jay's handicapper page. You'll find all the plays up there. All right, Jay, 12 games remaining here on the board. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yes, sir. I have 3 plays for y'all over at the site, all in a 3-pack. Or you can get my one play that I have, man. It's my $19 MLB play of the week. I absolutely love this play. We've hit 9 of 12 on our play of the day. Well, this is my favorite play this week. So we're going for 10 of 13. Hop on it. It's $19. And that play is included in the 3-pack on this Friday if you want to get more plays, stack it up. or break them down. However you want to do it, though, you can do it over at Pick Dogs Premium or pair me up 2-for-1 capper special with one of the other great guys right now.
That's right, guys. Got up here with Jay Briggs over at Pig Dogs Premium. Great results right there, as you see here in Major League Baseball for 2023. 1,410 units of profit. Jay also showing profit in all sports here the last 30 days with nearly 1,000 units of profit coming off a really good past 24 hours as well. So get on board. Long-term passes, you want to try them out for the weekend. 3-day pass with all this baseball for the weekend. Do it. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. Right, Jay? As always, great having your show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know you'll be hosting the morning show, and of course that great content you'll have here with the interviews here with the cappers here on Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, sir. I can't wait, man. I'll see y'all bright and early in the morning as we get to kick off the baseball card for tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun as I bring in all the guys, and we're just gonna continue trying to cook up some winners for y'all. So 10 a.m. Eastern, Big Dogs YouTube channel. Make sure your notifications are on. We'll be here, and I'll see y'all then.
That's right. Like, subscribe, set those notifications so you can tune in and get these plays live. Right, Jay? Have a great night. We'll catch up with you next week.
Yes, sir, Tony T. I'll see you on Monday.
See you Monday. Jay Briggs here on the drive to. Let's continue on. Up next, we'll go to Brad Francis. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Hope you're catching his video series now here on Pick Dogs with his parlay video of the day. We'll bring in Brad right now. Ready to roll with Brad Francis. Brad, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Tony? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you as well. Here we go. Twins and Orioles going head-to-head in this one. With the Orioles favorite at -108, we see a total of 8.5.
Yeah, and I'm going to roll with the Orioles in this one at home. I mean, the Twins, they haven't looked great, especially as of late, especially on the offensive side of things. I mean, in their last 5 games, they've only put up 11 runs. They rank in the MLB 26th in batting average, 22nd in hits, and in runs scored. And then they lead the whole MLB in getting struck out. So they just haven't been really good at the plate this season, whereas the Orioles, they've been very consistent at the plate. They rank in the top half in the league in batting average, hits, and runs scored. So I think they'll have the edge at the plate in this one. Pablo Lopez gets to start for the Twins, and he's been solid. He was solid in the beginning of the year, but he's kind of regressed as of late. So I think this pitching matchup is pretty even with the guys we have on the mound, but I just think that edge on the plate with the Orioles, how consistently they bat, is what's going to be the difference maker. And I honestly thought the Orioles were going to be just slightly more of a favorite in this one. So I'm loving the odds we could get here. So yeah, give me the Orioles at this price.
Yeah, we have Brad here on the Orioles here. Yeah, I can't argue that one. Yeah, it's a short price there on the Orioles. Why not? They've you look at Kramer against teams that strike out a lot. There's teams that strike out 7 or greater times per game. Team record behind Kramer, 24-10. And of course, if you're looking at the Twins as an underdog of even money or higher, well, forget it, man. Just 6-18 in that role.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not sure why the odds are this close. It kind of makes me a little nervous about it. That's probably why it wasn't a premium pick of mine, but kind of seems too good to be true not to take the Orioles at home here.
Yeah, that's I know. That's just, a lot of people like that this Twins team, but again, it is the hitting that's lacking there. Of course, there are some Lopez supporters out there. I understand that, but again, it's more than the starter here. You got to look at the bats, no doubt about that. Orioles -114, -108. You do the shopping, get the best numbers. This one will have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. With this news coming across, San Diego State will stay in the Mountain West. They were considering a move to the Pac-12, but they are staying put in the Mountain West. That's coming across right now. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, tonight on the boards, 12 games remaining here on Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, just got one play for tonight. It's my $19 play in the $19 play in the MLB. So go check that out. I usually like to keep it light on Fridays and then, slam it pretty hard on Saturday. So it's a great time to jump on that 3-day pass, 7-day pass, 30-day pass. It's all great value. I'm looking to get hot in the month of July starting up here. So check that out at the premium section at pickdogs.com.
That's right, guys. Got on board with Brad Francis over at Pick Dogs Premium. Getting across a really good day yesterday. So get on board. $19 premium is up on the board from Brad. Of course, the long-term passes are your best value. A lot of folks like that. 3-day pass here on the weekend with these big baseball cards here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So get on board with Brad Francis. But PICK is a promo code. You'll save that 15% off. You can also add a second capper with this 2-for-1 capper promotion, making it even a greater value there. All right, Brad, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know about your video series now. We've just popped up there here last few days. That has been that parlay video.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I started doing that about last week, and it's been a good time. I've been enjoying it, but dropping a parlay video each day, typically it's a 3-leg parlay. Right now it's mostly just MLB, but once we get all the sports active here, it'll be multi-sport parlays and things like that. And really the goal is just to serve you up a nice parlay each day. So check that out every day at Big Dogs.
That's right, guys. Check it out every day over at Pick Dogs. Brad Francis parlay video. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Brad drops the video, you get it right away. Get the best numbers. All right, Brad, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Have a good one.
You got it. Brad Francis here on the Drive-Thru. Guys, if you missed any picks, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the Drive-Thru. Up next, Brian Bitler. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Brian in right now. I think we're set to roll with Brian. Brian, what's happening?
Well, it's Friday night. I'm on the Drive-Thru. It's square dancing Friday night. And who could be upset on a Friday night, especially hanging out with Tony T and all these all-star handicappers at pickdogs.com.
That's right. Who can be upset at all? It's a great weekend here, Brian. And, of course, we're not going baseball with you, as I somehow forgot to get your graphic into this square, which I'll do here in a second. We're going with Brian Bitler. He is going with WNBA tonight, and I think we've got the full odds screen here. We don't. I thought we had it set up. All right, Brian, we're going to Mystics and Dream tonight with you.
I'll tell you what, this probably would have been a premium pick for me, but the odds in this game kind of developed a little bit late into the day. But I'm going to roll here with the Atlanta Dream plus the points here Friday night. Atlanta, only one home win this year, but they do play their best basketball off 1 day's rest, going 5-2 against the spread over the last 7, coming off of 1 day's rest. The Dream struggle at home, though. 1-5 straight up this year, and cover-wise, over the last dozen or so have not been good. But you combine that with how good the Washington Mystics have been playing, I think it really gives us good line value here with the hungry Dream team at home. Atlanta does rank near the top of the WNBA in points per game, 84.2. So look for them to turn up the defensive pressure here against the Washington Mystics, who are one of the best defensive teams in the WNBA. I think this is a home series. Last game, Atlanta absolutely got the floor wiped with them. 23-point loss to Washington. So I think they get a little bit of revenge here. I'm going to take the Atlanta Dream plus the points tonight.
Atlanta Dream plus the points here from Brian here in this one tonight in the WNBA. Brian, of course, you follow the league. You're one of the few. And Rod, follow this WNBA league. What's your thoughts of it? Some of the interesting things you see from this league this year. Some of the top teams at the bottom as well. With this Mercury teams had their struggles.
Mercury definitely has had their struggles, but what I've noticed, and I've gotten off to a slow start in WNBA as far as my record goes this year. But I've noticed like big, heavy favorites like the Las Vegas Aces, at least recently, when you get a minus 17, 16.5, 18.5, they've been seeing some big numbers. They're having trouble cashing those huge numbers. So I'm going to really start paying attention to that going into the second half of the season. Anytime I see a high spread like that, I'm really going to dive into it because I think it's be good value on the other side no matter who the Aces are playing. Not that they're not good, it's just not easy to beat a team by 20 points.
Yeah, and interesting here with this, the WNBA here is the fact they play about twice a week, Brian. No back-to-back, so you don't have that situation here with travel and bad spots like you see in the NBA.
Especially on days like a Thursday where you might not have a lot of Major League Baseball action. There could be about 3 games in WNBA on a Thursday, and on a Monday you might not have a heavy schedule, but it helps on a Monday also when the baseball schedule is light.
There you go. No doubt about that. All right, here we go with Brian here. We're looking here, WNBA Dream plus 1.5 here against the Mystics. And I got to tell you, this WNBA, the way they televise it, it's all over the place. So this one,
I think they're on Fox Sports.
No, this one's on Ion. Ion is where it's displayed. So yeah, you see it sometimes on CBS Sports Network. Sometimes you see it on the ESPN family of networks. I know it's on sometimes Twitter, I think. So this time it's on the Ion network. I know Ion because my mother watches that channel for some reason. It has all those old Chuck Norris. What was that series he did with the cowboy? I don't know. It was like the sheriff, something like that. But anyway,
what about the Golden Girls?
Golden Girls, I think that's on there too. a lot of those series, just to repeat them all the time. That one we'll have it this 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick.com for nice action. Of course, Brian showed good results here in Major League Baseball, 560 units of profits over there. And of course, tonight, 12 games on the board from Major League Baseball, some WNBA. What do you have going over at the site?
Tell you what, I had a slip up last night, just 1 and 2 for the night last night, but I'm ready to come back on a sweet Friday card. I got my Square Dance and 3-pack, all 3 premium plays for $50, or you can get my best bet. That's my titanium play, 182, 137, and 1. That's a 57% hit rate on 320 $15 titanium, $15 best bet that you can get on over at pickdogs.com.
All right, guys, get on board with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results in baseball. He's got that titanium wager, that $15 premium up on the board right now. Credit guarantee. It must turn a profit, or the amount purchased is credit back to your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. After hours winner as well here from Brian. Looking to get on board here. He's square dancing with that 3-pack, and don't forget the long-term passes will serve you well. You can get on board with Brian with that three-day pass. Check him out for the weekend on a Friday. That's the way to roll with these big cards from Major League Baseball. 3-day pass. Remember the promo code PICKIT. Check out. We'll save you that 15% off. All right, Brian, as always, have a great weekend. Enjoy your time there up in Delaware, up on the beach. And how's the square dancing going over there in Delaware?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Definitely going to hit the boardwalk as soon as I have a couple hot dogs. It's Hot Dog Friday. Ain't not a steak Friday. Yesterday was steak day. Today's just hot dogs. But then I'm going to hit the boardwalk for a little bit of square dancing.
A little bit of square dancing there on the boardwalk with Brian Bitler over there, enjoying the summer vacation here for another week or so.
Another week. Another week to 10 days. So
all right.
We'll see. I'll be here on Monday when I catch in the drive-thru.
Absolutely. All right, Brian, have yourself a great rest of the week. Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on. Guys, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, Rod Zawacky. I'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Good to us here on the show. We'll bring in Rod, ready to roll with Rod. Rod, what's happening?
Hey, not too much. Enjoying my Friday. My steak's getting ready. It's marinating. It's ready to go. Just about onto the grill. Baked potatoes are already ready to go as well. So
nothing on the stove in this hot weather now.
No, exactly. All out on the barbecue. Too hot. It's 32 degrees. Well, that equates to close to 90 anyways.
That's right. That's
close to 90. That's hot. That's for us here.
So yeah, Blake comes in. It was Walker, Texas Ranger. That was the name of the show that's on Ion. My mom watches that. That's why I knew that network. That's they just play these reruns. And Murder She Wrote's another one they play on that network. Anyway, all right, here we go tonight. Astros and Rangers going head to head here. The Rangers big favorites -174, total 8.5.
Yeah, we'll leave this one in the Battle of Texas going on here. I mean, John Gray gets to start for the Rangers in this one, and he's had a good year. He's 6-3 with under 3 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP. Over his last three, though, he's struggled a little bit. He's 0-2 with a 4.41 ERA and 1.1 WHIP, so got himself into a little trouble in those last three starts. And on the side of the mound, you got Ronel Blanco getting the start here. He's 1-0 with a 4.63 ERA and a 1.51 WHIP, so he's definitely left some guys on the base and got himself into trouble in some spots. But you look at him in night games for some reason. Him in a night game, wow, his ERA drops below 3 in night games. And after these guys give way to the bullpens, I got to give the edge to the Astros in the bullpens in this one. They're about a 1 run less than the Texas bullpen, as we've seen. Texas that bullpen is definitely when they come going, definitely can make you sweat a few games out in this one. So I love the Astros bats. The reason why I really love them here, you look the way they finished that last series, scoring 10 runs and 14 runs. I think that continues right on through here, the way Gray's been playing and the way the Astros have pounced on right-handed pitching over the last 5 games. Bat 320, averaging over 8 runs a game over those 5 games as well. So I think they get to Gray early and often in this one, and Houston just takes off to such a big lead that even though the Texas bats are hot as well, I don't think they catch Houston in this one, and they dominate from the start to finish. I'm going to go with the Astros here. You look at the Astros, they've dominated these Rangers. 47-17 in the last 54 meetings, including 4-0 in Global Life Arena. We're going to go with the Astros here at a nice plus price.
All right, we got Rod here. The Astros, the plus price here against the Rangers. Yeah, the Astros over the past several years have dominated the division. They really did a good work against the AL West, and a big game here as you're chasing the Rangers here. So with this reduced divisional schedule, these games become much more important. These divisional games.
Oh, a huge divisional game here, right? And I think as Mitch said on the morning show, I think this is the spot where the Astros and defending champs come rolling right along and start to turn things up the way I've seen them in them last two games of the series previous. Wow, scored 10 runs, 14 runs. That's the Astros offense I expect to see a little more of at the start of the season. Well, now they got to roll, and they're like, okay, we're getting warmed up here. We know that Texas is coming up. We got to warm up our bats as well, and that's what they've done. And Gray's been scary and shaky in the last three. And I think these Astros, they continue the hot bat crush. It needs to be close. I like the over as well, as the over's only at 8.5. Seems a little light to me between these two. I don't see a pitcher still. I like the Astros in the over, but take the Astros. Nice plus price there.
Astros plus 157, plus 159 against the Rangers. This one will have a start time here of, as we look here, at 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Print for tonight's action. Of course, it's all baseball. Some WNBA, they're up there as well. 12 games on the board. What do you have going over at the site?
And over at Pick Dog's premium tonight, I got a nice 3-pack. It's Friday. Been successful the last 2 days. Nice 5-0 Wednesday, Thursday. Gonna keep it rolling here. I got 3 plays. That includes my top bookie bomb, and that play's been hitting 24 of the last 35 plays. I've been winner on that one. If you like that one, just single, you can scoop it up. $15 over at Pick Dog's premium, or it's included in my Steak Friday triple. So scoop that up, or now's the time, grab something long term. Use that promo code PICK at checkout, save 15% off, and take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper deal. This see, we've got so many hot handicappers that have been just been crushing baseball over the last month. So pair me up with one of the hot handicappers, and let's make some money this week.
That's right, guys. I got on board here with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dog Prim. Great time to get on board with Rod. And, of course, you got long-term passes the way to roll here with Rod Zawacky. That 3-day pass. Of course, remember on the weekend, lots of baseball right now here. So good time to get on board with that 3-day pass. Everyone's favorite here on a Friday. All right, Rod, as always, great having you on the show. Anything you're looking at the CFL this weekend?
Definitely. As I told you guys on Wednesday, I would have a play for you here in tonight's CFL action. The Elks are in Ottawa taking on the Red Blacks, and in this one here, you look the Elks. They look good in the last game, sort of. You look they brought in their quarterback, this quarterback here, but I don't trust this guy. I honestly don't trust this guy yet. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull out his name here for you. He came late in the game last week. We seen against Toronto. Toronto was up big. So they pulled Cornelius, and they brought this gentleman in, and he came in garbage time, as we say in the NFL, and racked up some good numbers. So in that garbage time is where he got these numbers, and I think people are
Doji. Someone's writing in the comment. Someone's writing it.
Jared Doji is the name of this guy, and all those stats and touchdowns he scored were all in the garbage time. The scary part for this Elks team is their offensive line. Their offensive line has just been a sieve. They are the worst in the CFL this season, giving up the most sacks. And this Ottawa team, they love getting the sacks. That defense is going to be run full force right at Jared in this game. I think they sack him 4 or 5 times in this game. That Elks offensive line is going to be exposed in this game. And they ain't going to put up 30-something points in this one, either the Ottawa Red Blacks. So the play here is the under. Both offenses are really bad. Defenses definitely have stepped up and been pretty good on both sides of the ball. The offenses are the question. Ottawa's averaging 15 points a game, and the Elks are averaging 13 points a game. This is a 42. That's a long way to get us up and over. Take the under 42 in this one.
Under
42.
42.
One. Defense is shining this one.
There you go.
Ottawa's.
There you go, Rod Zawacky.
Is rough.
Rough indeed. Rod Zawacky here with you here with the extra.
I wish they had me in. They had me in rough in there.
Yes.
The Elks, I think. They're in trouble. They're in big trouble. And everybody's all hoping Jared's going to be a saver. I don't think so.
No, may not. It looks that way. All right, Rod with an extra bonus play. All right, Rod, as always, great having you on the show. We'll catch you here on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, definitely tune in on the weekend as we hear Jay's going to take over the hosting duties. So always a good time on the weekend to see many of the same cappers you see here on the drive-through. They're tuning in on the weekend, giving out a play for everybody. So definitely tune in. We appreciate it, everybody, because without you guys, hey, we can't do what we do and do what we love. So smash that thumbs up. Costs you nothing. Helps us out a ton. And tune in tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time, for some kickoff Saturday plays.
That's right. Kickoff Saturday plays there with Zawacky here as he joins the crew on the weekend. All right, have a great weekend. Enjoy that steak. We'll catch up with you again next week.
I definitely will enjoy my steak. Nice little strip loin here tonight.
There you go.
I'm definitely going to enjoy that. You have yourself a good weekend as well, Tony. Good luck with all your bets.
Good luck to you as well. Zawacky here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the show. Guys, if you missed any picks, recap at the end of the show. We do have a note here. Someone in the chat here mentioned that Baltimore and Minnesota will begin in a rain delay. We are seeing a tentative start time here, 4:45 Eastern time. Start time tentative between the Twins and the Orioles. A little bit of a 40-minute delay. It looks that way here in that game. Let's continue on here. Mike Davis, we have a pick from Mike Davis. He said he'll come in. I don't see him on yet, so we'll go to my pick, and then if we're able to get Mike in, then we'll bring him into the show. But we do have a pick here from Mike Davis, who's been one of the leaders up on the leaderboard here over at Pick Dog. So let's continue on here. We'll get to my pick, and then we'll get back to Mike Davis if he's able to sign in. Let's continue here on the show. We'll get to my pick here. We're looking here around Marvin. That would have been that was going to be the play here for Mike. We'll go to my pick here. Yeah, let's find it here in a second. There we go. Rockies and Tigers going head-to-head in this one, 8 Eastern time. And the one I'm going to be on here is the Rockies here at the plus 109, plus 100. I just can't fathom, Tigers is a road favorite. It just doesn't have a good sound to it to me. I know Gomber's on the mound, and I know he's got some issues here. But again, let's look at the Tigers' issues. They're hitting only 206 against lefties. The Rockies hit well at home. The Tigers, 29th in scoring, 30th in batting, 30th in OPS, 30th in home runs. They strike out the most of any team in the league. They're about the worst offense in all of baseball. And Gomber, got some issues. We know that. Of course, Lorenzen on the mound, an ERA near 4, WHIP of 1.16. Of course, I know he's spent some time in the National League, but then again, you're pitching in Colorado, and Colorado plays. That's the best where they play their best is at home. So I'll take the home team here with the Rockies plus 108 against the Tigers. Pretty much going against the Tigers offense, which is about the worst in baseball, as you could just see the numbers I read off. And of course, the Rockies hit the ball well, score some runs there at home in Colorado. This one will have a start time tonight here of 8 p.m. Eastern time. Over at Pick Dodge Premium, guys, I have premiums on the board right now. I have a 3-pack for Major League Baseball, as well as a best bet on the board for $19 premium best bet. Or you can get my long-term pass, my 3, 7, or 30-day all-sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period. Just select when you go over to my handicapper page and make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save that money. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. I don't see Mike here on this call, so we'll go right to the recap then. Mike Davis, we were expecting him on the show, and I have this call out to him, so it's okay. We've got his play for you. So we'll get to the recap now and get his pick for you. So let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We'll get to the recap of today's show. All right, Tony Brown started off with Romanov minus 130 against Ivanov. Chris was on Mariners Rays under 7.5. Jay liked the Diamondbacks plus 140 here against the Angels. Brad, Orioles minus 114 against the Twins. Brian goes WNBA with us. Dream plus 1.5 against Mystics. Rod on Astros plus 157 against Rangers. Mike here, Braves, Marlins over 10. I'll be on the Rockies plus 108 here against the Tigers. And the one I like the most in this one, boy, there's a couple that I really like here in this one tonight. Oh, there's a lot of any of those with the plus money behind it. I like in baseball. That's the one. I'll go with the D-backs here. Jay was talking about how good the Jays were, the Diamondbacks were to begin a series, and how well they 10 games over 500 on the road. We'll go Diamondbacks there. The one I agree with Jay on that one. All right. That's going to do it here for this edition of the drive-thru. Let's keep an eye on the scoreboard, see what's happening around baseball. We know the Guardians have got the job done today, 10-1 with Justin Steele on the round. Get a big blowout win here against the Guardians. They were favored here in this one by minus 188. The total goes over a total of 8.5 runs. Padres and Reds tied up 1-1 into the top of the 7th inning. This Padres and Reds. The Padres were road favorites here, minus 141. Total is going to go well below. Well, so far trending well below the total of 11 runs. Right now in progress, 2-1, as we're now in the bottom of the second here between the Nationals and the Phillies. The Phillies are big favorites here, minus 183. Total closed at 10. 2-1 right now. The Nationals ahead. And Brewers and Pirates begin top of the hour. As we said, there will be a rain delay in this Twins-Oriole game. It looks like 4:45 is the adjusted start time for that game right there. All right, there we go. That's going to do it for this edition here of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow live here. I'm sorry, we're going to be back here Monday live here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers here from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We'll do it, and we'll do it all over again. Bring in our cappers with that. Don't forget, it always gets started 10:30 a.m. Eastern time on the weekend, on the weekdays, on the weekends 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show. Jay will be in the host chair. A lot of drive-through cappers coming in, getting live picks for Saturday's action as well as Sunday. And don't forget all the video series here on Pick Dogs. We got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. His betting tool shows Nerfies, Yerfies, his roundtable discussion with the professionals. Also, we got Nick Menken's Nerfies, Yerfies, as well as Mike David's live show Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And, of course, he does have his prize picks. His parlay is also his first 5 innings from baseball. And we have Ron Romanelli with his rundown from Major League Baseball, pick from every game on the board. Chris coming in with his home run prop. You want to check those out as well. And Mills with his prop videos up on the show as well. So lots going on here at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. So guys, make sure you like and subscribe and set those notifications so when these shows go live, you're live with us to get the plays in real time so you can get the best numbers. All right, shout out to everybody out there here in the chat room tonight. James Thrower likes that Rockies D-backs parlay, almost plus 400 return if you parlay those two teams. James Thrower liking that as well. No doubt about that. Shout out to Mills in the chat room as well. Jeffrey Wilson in there. Nicholas Handy in the chat as well. And, of course, Fernando, Sean Money in there. Blake in there, like everybody out there. And a shout out to Latifa, who's in the chat room out there as well. Mo Harris as well with his, I guess you call comedy. He likes everybody. He always says, say hi. Tell so. He says hi. All right. And, of course, Mims in there as well. A lot of talk here with that. John Stewart as well. A lot of talk here about that UFC fight. Indeed. All right, that's going to do it here for the show. We'll go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight. Anyway, goodbye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon and evening. We'll catch up with you.